Don't be fooled by its shape. The Purosangue sounds and handles like no other for door on sale. For $500,000, it better. The Purosangue is Ferrari's first SUV. That means it has to play the part of a useful all-rounder and competent daily driver better than any other Ferrari before it. What better way to test the world's most practical Ferrari than a road trip? 3 days of relaxed cruising and back road carving through New England. Starting on the pothole-riddled streets of New York City, we chucked our bags into the hatch and pointed the car's long, shapely nose north. New York City's streets offered ample opportunity to test the upper limits of the Purosangue's trick suspension. Designed by Multimatic, the true active spool valve TASV dampers use electric motors to control stroke and ride height. Here's further proof. The Italian SUV comes standard on staggered wheels, measuring 22 inches up front and 23 inches in the rear, with a 315mm wide tire out back. This sort of equipment dismisses any notion the Purosangue could be used for off-pavement excursions. While there is a hill descent control feature, we suspect it's meant to be paired with the ice drive mode. There are no sand or rock modes on the steering wheel-mounted Monotino switch. The climate controls are all new for the Purosangue, centered around a dash-mounted rotating dial with a touch screen in the middle. It's equally as fiddly to use as the touch capacitive steering wheel controls. Much of that is thanks to the V12. Ferrari could have slapped its twin-turbo V8 into the Purosangue's nose, and Modena would have sold just as many cars. Its decision to keep the 12-cylinder is the main reason the Purosangue is so special. The engine's immediate response, the crescendoing 8,000 to 150 revolutions per minute red line, the magnificent high-pitched shriek coming from the quad tips. These are things you won't find anywhere else, aside from other Ferraris. Another thing about having God's own V12 rather than a twin-turbo V8, it means you have to work for your speed. The Purosangue weighs over 4,700 pounds, and peak torque from the 6.5-liter engine doesn't arrive until very late in the rev range. The Purosangue is no X5M competition. You have to rev this thing out to feel the forward thrust. And the driving experience feels all the better for that because you get to hear the engine more often. Through turns, the Purosangue is a revelation. Set that trick Multimatic suspension to hard mode, and it locks down the dampers, eliminating much of the SUV's body roll. Because the engine sits behind the front axle line, and the main transmission there are two, is a transaxle that sits out back, weight distribution is 49/51 front to rear, more in line with the greatest sports sedans than an SUV. With a starting price of $423,686 for 2025 and an as-tested price of $506,305 for the 2024 model shown here, it better be. Even if the average Purosangue beer has 3 G-Wagons and a Lamborghini Urus sitting in their garage, an SUV of this caliber should be able to do everything easily for most people. The infuriating interior controls and layout could be forgiven in a car like the 296, where the average owner is driving the car at most once a week. But in a car like the Purosangue, where utility and versatility encourage owners to use it every day, it's simply not good enough. This could be the best driving SUV on the planet. It very well might be, but without basic interior controls figured out, it's tough to recommend. Thank you for watching, but keep an eye out for other new videos. Thank you.